Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, good morning. How are we doing? What's up, Jam? How's everybody doing today? Well, it's Friday. Hey, Kevin, what's going on? Hey, Marcus, Tim, Stardust. Welcome to the room. I like the name, Stardust. It's a very famous song. Hoagie Carmichael, a classic. Okay, better get to work, huh? Enough delaying. Okay. And welcome to anyone who's just joined. It's good to have you with us. Hey, Bo Hunter, good morning. Welcome to the folks joining us on YouTube. Okay, well, overnight inventory, other than 36 contracts, is long. So, overnight inventory is long, which means all of the trading is above the previous day's close. Okay, so there's the close, and you can see the entire overnight session is above it. Now, the other thing that we're above is yesterday's high. So if we were to open here, 7,500, we're going to open on a gap. The question is one, gap fill or no gap fill? Right? That's really the first thing. Now, the normal course of business is that we come down and correct inventory lower. 75.11.5 is our target. Our high is 7 3/4. We're close, but not quite there yet. We did a look below and fail of 73.91, rotation back up, and I told you guys, you know, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, I said we're going to do a look below and fail of 91. Be careful shorting this thing because it will rotate back up. Now, the reason for that is because we're at all-time highs. So when a market's at all-time highs, okay, when a market's at all-time highs, when you get a liquidation, right, you get a bit of a sell-off, all that does is flush out short-term long traders. Okay? It flushes out swing longs and those kind of people. Right? So the other thing it does is it traps shorts. People will short that day under 91 and they'll add to it the next day, and instead of covering on this day, they keep adding to it. So they short, add, and instead of covering here, they add to it here, and next thing you know, kaboom. So, a bit of a pain. Now we've had a little bit of selling here, so that's good. Right? Let's go double check and see. Right? Overnight point of control is above yesterday's high. Makes sense. Now, we did a look above and fail of 75.04 and 3/4. So we looked into 4 times cost basis, 2 times cost basis, 4 times. Now it is Friday, and markets love to run on a Friday. And that comes from the old days when people would look at their portfolio on a Saturday morning, and if the market had closed higher, they'd buy more stock on Monday. A little bit different now, but still the market still seems to run on Fridays. There's quite a bit of short covering and that kind of movement upwards. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh man, a liquid, you just made my day. I completely forgot it was a 3-day weekend. Oh yeah, nice. Okay. Thank you, sir. Boom. Love a 3-day weekend. Hey, Anne Marie, how are you? Wow, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for being with us. Memorial Day. You know, it's Memorial Day 2013 was the Memorial Day I spent the entire weekend learning how to use Sierra Chart. Oh, it brings back memories. So let's see where we open up. We're going to open up on a bit of a gap up. I'm curious about a gap fill lower. Indeed, Moran. It took me 3 days, a lot of coffee, and a couple of bottles of wine to figure out Sierra Chart. Literally, that's all I did the entire weekend. It was futz around with Sierra Chart. Uh, it's funny. Dave, how you doing, brother? Oh, I meant to message you, Dave. Hang on a sec. Where are you here? Check your WhatsApp. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? I'll message you. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's mark off where the sellers are. Pre-market, the sellers are here at 7,500 and change. And then they're here as well. 74.99. So they're going to be here, here, and here on the way up. So now the normal, quote unquote, normal thing to do is to go down and tag yesterday's high. You guys can trade on Monday. You won't find me unless somebody's in big trouble, right? Okay, today, speaking of big trouble, today, at 11 o'clock today, in our trading room at tradingsyndicate.org, We're going to be redoing the price action lab because for some reason Zoom did not record it properly yesterday. So we're going to redo it. Okay. What's up, LC? How you doing? Yeah, shorts are always in trouble in this market. It's like a never-ending story. The shorts have been in trouble in this market since 2020, ever since after COVID. You know, ever since COVID. So we are going to open on a little gap. See if that gap fills. COVID caught a lot of people offside. Everybody was kind of thinking, ah, yeah, COVID, the markets. Remember, everybody thought the market was going to go to 1800, right? Ah, yeah, COVID, we're going to go to 1800, right? Everyone was saying 1800, 1800, the market's going to 1800. Now we're at 7500. See, the thing is, nobody, this market is not built to go lower because you can't promise people capital appreciation if the market keeps going lower. They won't buy it, right? They won't buy it. So here we go, and they're off. It's the overnight point of control. There's a stop at 90. Good liquidation off the get-go. They're trying to splash the close down. Come on. Nope, not yet. Front running that 91. If you have patience, wait for the next minute candle to open and see where they sell into it. Okay? Because they sold into it here at 98 and change. Give it 20 seconds. Try and wait 20 seconds for the next candle. So when you get a nice big green candle, I want to see where they're going to sell into it. Because I just don't want to short if there's no seller, right? If there's no seller, you want to be long. If there are sellers, you want to be short. How's that for simplicity? So we open, fade, back up. We're looking for 4 3/4. And if we take that level, it's going to be sellers up here at 7, right? There's a lot of short covering off the open. How do I know? Well, because I've been doing this for 34 years. After a while, you kind of get, you see the same thing over and over and over again. So if you're short under 4 3/4, I'm short 4, 2.5 bid. Fill me, you dirty rotten. I couldn't get filled at 2.5, so I had to take the 2 3/4. Okay? I was short 4 and I had a 2.5 bid and I could not get a fill. I took the offer. I had to. I had no choice. Now let's see if that 7 3 1/4 seller is there, right? If we take out the overnight high, folks, look for 75.11 1/4. Okay, the levels have been working. Right, we're gonna backfill, and let's see if it bids 4 5. There's the reverse, right? There's a seller at 7. That's healthy. That's good. I'm not going to short until we get under 4 3/4. Watch that overnight high. Here we go. Let's see if there's any follow through or if they dump the bid into the sevens. Okay, they're selling a bit here. That's good. That's good. Should have bought five, but oh well. Too slow. A little bit of size up. Ooh, there. Nice liquidation. Damn, I missed that. Damn, 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 damn. See if we get any kind of green candle here. Otherwise, I'll try and hit the twos. Let's see if there's that seller at three. Big candles. Big, big candles. Okay. If we get back over five, be careful if you're a short seller. Okay. It's a little hot and heavy here this morning. Watch that five offer, 5-6 offer. If they start taking those fives and sixes, be careful. Okay, there is a seller there, but they're not incredibly aggressive like they were at eight. Somebody came in at eight and just hammered it. They had to. Right? They were in trouble and they came in and they just hammered the crap out of it. Unfortunately, the selling doesn't really last long in this market. If it's a little choppy here, just relax. You don't have to trade in the first 5, 10, 15 minutes. Let the market lay out some structure and show you where the sellers are, show you where the buyers are. Okay? A lot of volume coming in here over 7,500. Oh, it is a weak high. Good call, Josh. Josh, if this thing starts holding 7,500, if we can't get underneath 74 and three quarters, it's going to be very, very hard to short it. Little distribution here. Now remember, once we get up to that overnight high again, if we can, make sure you if you're going long, right? If you're going long at all-time highs, please have your sell orders out because you don't know what kind of order flow is going to come in, right? You have no idea what's going to happen, so make sure. I'm pretty sure most of those folks are out S-Pill. That was quite some time ago, right? So say you're long at 6 or 5. Please make sure you get out of your position, right? Yeah, I mean, even deep pocket people, Alexander, a lot of them, if you're long at 75.40 and the market goes down to 73.91, it's going to flush out most of those people. There's 75.11. Now we're looking for the 12 and a halves, right? So if we accept over 75.11, right, we've got the next structural stop S-pill is up here. It's at 24 and a quarter. The problem with shorting markets at all-time highs. Imagine trading that big with emotions. This is the good thing, Alexander. Nobody who trades that kind of size trades with emotion. It's a very interesting thing that you just said. You said just imagine trading that big with emotions, right? That's very, very insightful that you said that. Because people who trade that kind of money, and we know lots of them, they're trading 100, 200, 500, 800 million dollars in partnerships and props. They're ex-Goldman prop, Bank of America prop, JP Morgan prop. Those people don't trade emotionally, right? We could have a runaway morning. Now, Anne Marie, you just reminded me of that movie. Remember that movie Runaway Train with John Voight? Oh, we have a new Fed guy coming in, right? Cool. So now the president has a new Fed guy to beat up on. There we go. So 4 times cost basis this morning is up at 75.35, and we're trucking up to that 75.26. Please be careful if you're short. What were the clues? No gap fill, right? Market opens, no gap fill. Takes out the overnight high. No, there's no reason to short this thing, right? There's absolutely no reason to be position short. You can try and short a backfill if you're fast. Try and hit the 14s, cover 10, cover 11. But you got to be fast, right? Now, is this a look above and fail of 11 and a quarter? If you are short, you're looking for bids at 8. If we break 8 and come back under 4 and 3/4, that would be healthy, but I don't know if that's going to happen. What did that guy they called the old turkey in reminiscence of a stock operator? He said, well, it is a bull market. Sorry. Too funny. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, large traders make mistakes. Oh, for sure. But the thing is, you can be offside 20, 100 grand. If you're trading with $100 million, a $20,000 mistake is really like it's what these guys pay for lunch. Costs more to gas up their boat. Markets close early today. I wish. It is not Christmas, S-Pill. Unfortunately, no early close. We don't usually get those until it's winter time. Not that I have anything against an early close. I'll take an early close. Okay, can we get underneath 4 3/4? Come on now. Give us a little sell, won't you? No, not yet. Rats. We had a really nice look below and fail earlier in Globex, which really took the heat off having to grind this out in RTH. I think Jam took the same trade I did earlier in the room. A little chop here. Let's see what happens. Still bid at that overnight high. Now, no short yet, my friends. No short yet. The volume is thin, Anne Marie. And, ooh, what a timely question. It's almost like we've got the Vulcan mind belt going. The reason why the volume is thin is once you flush a market out, Anne Marie, you really don't need much volume to move it back up, right? You really, really don't need much volume. Once you flush out the overhanging supply, it is fascinating how little volume you need to push a market up because nobody's got nothing, nobody's got anything left to sell, right? It's amazing. Seller at 12, indeed there is, Moran. Now, the problem is if we take out those 16s, it's good night, Irene, for the shorts. I would be very, very careful trading this right now. We are so close to the all-time high that the wholesalers do not have to put it on sale. You've got enough people short from the gap. You've got enough people short from the overnight high that you really don't need to push this thing very hard to bring in the buyers. You know, it's funny, I worked on this one deal and we took the stock from around 350 to $300 a share. And I could move that stock $20 a share and I only had to spend like $1,500 to do it. Because all of the stock was in the desk drawer of a fund manager in Europe, and he used the stock to mark up his portfolio when he was having a bad quarter. So my guy would call me and say, "Get to work." You know, the stock would be like $150, and by the end of the week, it'd be like 280. You know, just all off the backs of the shorts. You know, there's nothing to sell. You couldn't borrow it. Or what I'd do just to be a bastard is I would loan out stock. I'd get everybody to short it. I'd start moving it up, and then I'd recall the loan. You know, you could recall the loan. They have to go in and cover that day. When they go into cover, you yank the offers higher, right? You get them short at 3, and then you pull the stock loan. Here we go. We're going to try 4 3/4 again. You pull the stock loan. When they go to buy it back at 5, you move the offer up to 7 or 8. They go to buy it at 8. You move the offer to 11. Oh, I miss those days. Alrighty, what's next here? What is next? Still seeing that annoying bit at 4 3/4. So, folks, right now we're going back and forth like this. Still not seeing. I'm still not seeing a seller under. What I want to see is I want somebody to sell it under 4, and I want them to be desperate to sell it. But unfortunately, we're not seeing that just yet. There we go. They heard me. See how we dipped here? Right back up. So if it's chopping around here, just give it a little while. You might have to wait. Right, remember, if you are shorting and you're shorting underneath that overnight high, right? If it breaks the twos, there's going to be some bids down at 75.01, 75.02. It's not going to. There we go. There we go. That breaks the twos. Can we get covered at 1 3/4? Fine. Right. Next level that you're going to be looking for bids if you are still short is just underneath 7,500. A lot of this hasn't been traded in a while, so it might be a little choppy here. It's interesting if you look at the structure off the open. You know, it opened and didn't trade much at the open and just ripped down very quickly down to 74.91 and right back up. Looking for a 7,500 print. See if we can get one. Not just yet. It's a little choppy. And friends, remember, if you're a new trader, you don't have to trade this, okay? You can wait a little while until the price action gets a little bit more reliable, a little bit more stable, okay? Trading markets at all-time highs sometimes can be very daunting. Things can get out of hand really, really quickly. So just relax. You'll have plenty of opportunity. Yeah, and what you can do if if you're trying to get your trading chops, play with the sim, work on your speed. That'll help. got here? 6 minutes before the next half-hour bar. Okay, it's good. We've got a seller at 5. That's healthy. So remember, 11 o'clock, I'll post the Zoom link in the trading room. Well done, TBD. It's always nice to make a little money on a Friday and then go and enjoy the weekend, right? The worst is when you give money back on a Friday. That's the worst. Because then it festers all weekend. A period feels like really, it feels like it's a 2 hour long period. You're right, Elsie. Damn. Nobody needs to sell it under 75.02. So back up we go. Look for that 8.5. There's going to be a little bit of a seller here. Okay. And of course up over the 12s. You got to really be careful in this market when you're trying to if you short in the hole, it's so easy to get offside and just get eaten alive. It's not worth it. This structurally has been one of the hardest markets to short I've ever seen in 34 years. Whew. You know, people, there's no profit taking, there's no tax loss selling, you know? Yeah, it's okay to lose when you're trading, just don't lose. It's okay to be wrong, just don't be stubborn and wrong, you know? Oop. A little bit of chop here. Here comes B period. Woof. Aggressive seller at 75.10. B opened and slammed it. Okay. Yeah, those splashdowns they come in pretty fast, hard, right on the half hour, right, Anne Marie? Yeah, and they last for a hot minute, and boom, they're gone. That is real speculation. Nice work, Jonathan. Nice work. That is the telltale sign of our speculative friends being hard at you know at work. Nice. In and out. That's a beautiful trade. And fast too. Speedy Gonzalez on the action there. You think we can fill the gap today? I would love a gap fill. Sorry folks, I wasn't talking a lot. I was typing quite a bit, right? Okay, come on, gap fill. Well, Dave, what time is it there now, brother? It's like midnight in Australia, right? So you're probably not going to, you're not going to be really on the ball. Just enjoy your evening. The gap fill is yesterday's high, anyone who's asking. Right, so when you open outside of the previous day's range, you have a gap, right? 74.86, and is it a quarter? Yeah, I think it is, right? Oh. As we get down to the 74.92, 91, the people who are short underneath yesterday's high, they're going to come in and they're going to start putting up bids and front running that level. That's just normal business. Oof. I don't know. I'm a little biased to downside right here. I'm a little short biased. I think we're going to fill the gap. Yeah, we filled it. There you go. Gap is filled. Now, do we fill the gap and do we continue and accept underneath yesterday's high? If we accept under 74.86, your target's going to be 78. Okay? So remember, once again, I keep reminding everyone, 11 o'clock. I also need you guys to bring your candle patterns that you're trading and having trouble with. And what we're going to do is we're going to take those candle patterns and we're going to build setups which are based on common sense around those patterns, okay? Yeah, it is an LBF of 89. Sorry, I didn't call it out. Target will be close to VWAP, Attila. Now, what I'm looking for on this green candle is where the seller steps in. See, they're kind of stepping in at 92 and 3/4, 93. There we go. Hey, there's VWAP. It worked. Right? You got it? Nice work. Nice work. Take the money and run. Sometimes when we fill a gap, it brings in buying. Because what happens is the market sells down, the gap fills, and the sellers, all of a sudden, all these buyers start coming in. So they'll pull away and try and get them to pay more. And that's why we had that move up just here. So look below and fail of 89. You're long in the 90s and you're selling 93, 94. Now, if we accept over VWAP, you're looking for 98. Choppy though, isn't it? It's not the easiest trading right now. And that's okay. Sometimes the trading is a lot more difficult than we can handle. And it's okay to say, you know what? I'm not doing this well, or you try a couple of test trades, and what you're going to do is you're going to learn from that, and you just keep practicing, right? Keep practicing. When I started doing this, it took me years to get consistent. It took me years to even figure it out. Jonathan, I think it was a little bit more volatile yesterday. You're right. Today's not bad. It's choppy, and I find myself. That's why I'm going to do another session at 11 Eastern, just to make sure that you guys are taken care of before the long weekend. Always take a payout. If you can get a payout, take a payout. I'm a big fan of getting paid. I'm a big fan of getting paid. Thanks, George. Thank you, George. Appreciate that. Okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? Candles are getting smaller. It's getting a little slower. We got a seller right there at 98. For me right now, I'm pretty much done trading for the day. Primarily because it's 3 o'clock here in the UK. I've been up since 5:30, 6 in the morning. By now, I'm starting to get a little slow. Right? I'm starting to get a little tired, right? Teaching and talking is one thing, but the money I made today, I'm not going to give back. There's just no way I'm going to give it back. So I realize I'm getting tired, so I'm going to slow it down. Because sometimes I notice that your setup will arrive and it'll happen, and you could miss it or you execute it poorly. What drew me towards trading? Liar's poker. Uh, in 1991, I was working as a bouncer in Vancouver. I was working as an organic chemist's assistant in the daytime, making up, we were making shampoo and stuff like that. At night, I used to work at this nightclub, and the nightclub was next door to, how do I say this in a politically correct way, a gentleman's club. And the girls from the gentleman's club would come to our nightclub and dance after the gentleman's club closed. And of course, all the traders from the Vancouver Stock Exchange used to come there, every night, naturally. And, I started getting friendly with them. And one of them brought me a book, because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. And he gave me a book called Liar's Poker. It was the first book ever written by Michael Lewis, right? I read that book, I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked. And then it took me, it's a great book, right? So I read that in 91. I got my first job in the market in 93. And then I got my first job on a trade desk in 96. And yeah, and it's been a wild ride ever since. Now I started retail trading after 2012, after I had my heart attack. And a quintuple bypass. Working in the business is stressful, especially when you're working for penny stock people. They are absolutely ruthless. It's a great book. Michael Lewis also wrote, The Big Short, The Blind Side. Liar's Poker was his first book about his experiences working at Solomon Brothers, which was a bond trading powerhouse in the 80s, run by a gentleman called Louis Ranieri, who invented the mortgage-backed security. Yeah, definitely, Mike. He was. He definitely was. You don't want to trade equities in Dallas. Exactly. Equities in Dallas. Exactly. Everybody wanted to be on the 41st floor of the bond trading desk. That's all the big shooters were. Now this market's starting to get a little slow. I don't know. The problem with markets here, especially on a Friday, the order flow is a little unpredictable. So as it slows down, you probably want to trade a little less, right? If you're looking for the big short, 86 down to 78, but right now we can't seem to stay under 87. So it's okay to take a little break, you know? There's an ebb and flow of order flow. So do you see how the candles are getting smaller and it's getting choppier? That basically means the algos have gone on smoke break, right? So just relax and don't overtrade this. Don't go hunting for a trade now. When you relax, you can definitely see more opportunity. The algo smoke break, Anne Marie. Generally around this time, right? And do you see how it's kind of chopping around that 74.89 area above yesterday's high? That means that the business is slow right there, right? Well, I would say, Mike, if you're on short, try the cheapest one, right? The best value is the room and the AI because you get the AI for free when you join the room. It's like $19 a month. So give it a shot and try it for a month, right? So it's month to month. You can cancel anytime, right? And if you when you do join the room, Mike, DM me in the room. I'll be around all weekend. My girlfriend's back home and she's packing, so I'll be home. I'll be around all weekend. So I invite people who join the room to message me on the weekend. I'm always working, even when the market's not. If you need advice, if you want to talk, just send me a message. I'll be around. Okay? There we go. Oh, come on, get under 86. Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right. I'm not short, but if you were shorting 86, 85, your stop is 87. Now, the problem is, do we sell off smooth? We want a nice, smooth liquidation, right? That's the one thing I miss is a smooth liquidation because now it's like on the way down, it's so choppy because there's so many people who are trapped short that they come in and start covering before we get to our target, which really is annoying. Really annoying. Hmm. See, like it goes down and then it sticks. Come on now. Keep going. Come on. There we go. There we go. You know, in the words of the great George Thorogood, look, man, come down here. Come on down to 79. Come on. Be normal, right? Sounds good, Mike. Yeah, and please DM me when you get in the room. And that goes for anyone. Anyone who's joined the room, or if you've been in there for months and you haven't talked to me, message me and let's have a chat. I was watching Top Gun last night. Talk to me, Goose. Tell me what ails you, and we'll try and fix it. There we go. There we go. It took some time. It seems like it took a lot longer than it did, right? The 86 to like 80, 79. It was really only 3 or 4 minutes, but it felt a lot longer. Oh man. Oh, I'm ready for the weekend. Oh, Mike, if you join, right? If you're in at 11 o'clock, I'm going to be doing a session for the folks in the room. It'll be on Zoom and it'll be recorded. This time it'll actually get recorded. I think I fixed the Zoom link thing. So, and I like to do these. We're going to be doing 2 or 3 of these a week for the folks in the room where we go and look at, details, things that we missed, little things to make us better. And today, bring your candle patterns, okay? You guys are really pushing for that early close, aren't you? uh, that's Monday, right? I know they don't close Memorial Day weekend early. CAZS, have a good one. We'll see you next week. Remember, wire cutoff is 11 a.m. Eastern Time, so make sure you get your wire requests in to get your money for the weekend. You should have taken it already by yesterday. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for being with me. We'd love you to come into our room at thetradingsyndicate.org. I'm JJ. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Hopefully you had a good week. If you didn't, don't worry. There's next week and we'll help you out. If you're having issues or trouble, reach out. We're here to help, okay? Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everyone. And everybody in the room, we will see you in half an hour at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Okay, for our trading lab, trading session. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be safe out there. See you, Kevin. Enjoy your sailing in Cape Cod. And we'll see everyone bright and early Tuesday morning. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Be safe out there. Bye for now.